Bersi still refuses to cooperate. What did you want to do?
I've known Bersi a long time. Even before he opened that rubbish heap he calls a shop. Give him one more week to think about it.
And if he still
If
refuses?
you've got the coin,
Then
you're
put the
welcome
thumbscrews
here.
on him and
Otherwise, hit the
hard.
road. Looking for a place to stay? Show me some coin first. Otherwise, hit the road. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
How are you feeling?
I have no complaints.
Wonderful.
Here, take a look at this. If Maven Blackbriar keeps raising prices on meat, I'll have to resort to watering it down just to make ends meet. Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. The city guard has been tearing Riften apart, looking for the source of our skooma problem. I'd hate to be in their shoes if they get discovered. Of course, it's all in this note. Of course, it's all in this note. If you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Of course, it's all in this note. What can I get you? Meat? Wine? Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Welcome to the Bee and Bar, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Yes, lass. Did you need something? Yes, lass. Did you need something?
Come on, come on! You gonna buy something? Or just stare all day? Look, I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less if you're happy about your purchase or not. I just need the coin. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better. It's been better, I'll be honest with you. I'll put it plainly. I've got deadbeats who don't pay me, the city guard looking over my shoulder, and Maven Blackbriar breathing down my neck. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. Could I interest you in one of our special drinks? Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both? I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. I was hoping you'd offer. I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you. Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts as part of their design. 2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. 1 for the husband, 1 for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the Hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah. What's your problem? It's been a pleasure. Sorry. I'm afraid I don't know anything. Sure, I might have some dirt in my past, but that's just ancient history. I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story. I don't care. A deal's a deal. Are you kidding me? I've got the entire Thieves Guild at my back. What have you got? You can go back and forth all you want. He just needs to pay.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know.
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar. Ah, well, I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth. I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town. No idea. But whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission. Ah, you're a smart woman. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Are you feeling sick? My skill in battle is unmatched. Fortunately for you, that skill can be bought. Yes, that's right. For a modest fee, I'll bring my formidable arcane powers to bear against your foes. What do you say? Of course. A little coin always greases the wheels. Ah, dangerous. If you change your mind, seek me out here.
Don't waste your time anywhere else. Come shop with me.
Hello, friend. Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket. No, I'm not. Looks like we've got something in common then. But I'm beginning to think leaving Mournhold was a mistake. If Riften is the best Skyrim has to offer, I may as well turn back right now and just head for home. Remain vigilant, and don't trust anyone. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
What do you want? I'm the brewmaster around here. Need something, or can I get back to work? I'm quite busy. Maven Blackbriar wants me to keep the mead flowing, and that's what I aim to do, despite all these lazy good-for-nothings that work for us. Ever since I took over as a foreman, the production of our mead has never been more profitable. And if the meadery is profitable, I'll get rich. Get the picture? Lady Maven could buy or sell anyone in Skyrim. I wouldn't be surprised if she's the one pulling the strings around this city. She's always welcome in Mistveil Keep, and between you and me, I'm pretty sure she even has some pretty influential friends within the Empire. I'd also warn you not to cross her. She employs quite a few troubleshooters to take care of messy problems. They always try to take advantage of me. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Why don't they listen to me? Why won't they do as I say? Good point. Trust is very difficult to come by these days. Actually, I've been meaning to speak to them. I did a count at the meadery and we're 4 cases short. Again. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Ugh, you reek. Get out of my way. Sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you much right now. I've lost someone dear to me. I'm currently in mourning. It's been good talking to you.
Welcome. Allow me to recommend the Blackbriar Mead, purest brew in all of Skyrim. Hello there. What can I get for you? Lady Maven's been developing the secret recipe for Blackbriar Mead over the last several decades. She uses a very secret blend of spices, fresh honey from Golden Glow Estate, and specially constructed aging casks to ensure the best flavor. Even when you get to the last sip in your flagon, it'll taste just as good as the first. Damn it. Sorry. I'm not very good at this. Look, just don't say anything to Maven, will you? I've spent weeks trying to get that right, and if she sees how stupid I am, she'll get rid of me. Yeah, fired. Sure, that's what I meant. She's an absolute pleasure to work for. In fact, I almost feel guilty accepting pay from her. Why, just this last week, I was commenting to my fellow meadery workers just how lucky we are to be working for such a charitable family. Okay, look. If I'm caught saying anything bad about the meadery or the family, I'm a dead man. I'm the 4th person to work the tasting counter in the last year. The last 3 are at the bottom of Lake Honrik. Just take my advice, and just get out of Riften as soon as you can. We serve only the best here. Allow me to recommend the Blackbriar Mead, the purest brew in all of Skyrim. May I get one for you? Come back and see us again.
I'm the brewmaster around here. What did you want? I'm quite busy. Need something? Can I get back to work? If you'll excuse me, you look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead? No, and I'd suggest you keep your mouth shut. Remember, a Drek never forgets a traitor. A Dreth never forgets a friend. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
Hey, don't look at me that way. So what if I have a problem? I know how to deal with it. Who are you to judge me? Maramal thinks he's so smart. Tells me that Mara will cleanse the filth from my blood. Huh! What does he know? Mara only helps those who can afford her tithes. My Nuwa of a father thought he could pull my strings. Continue the Halalu tradition. Pah! I left all that nonsense behind. If Indarin finds out, they'll have me thrown out of the meadery for certain. So don't breathe a word of it to him. Not a word. What am I going to do? I can barely afford to stay at the bunkhouse. I'm going to stop. That's what I'm going to do. Then everyone will see that I'm not as useless as they think. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap meat?
The Thieves' Guild used to run this city. Now they're nothing but braggarts and... Huh. You wear that armor well. Iron may be simple, but it'll stop enough to keep you in the fight. Now this is real guard duty. Just look at this place. Good day.
Perfect spot. What do you want?
You're not from around here. Imperial spy, if your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss. It would please me if he'd take up arms and fight to save his homeland. Is that too much to ask my own son? You can't deny the fact that he needs to give back to his people, to fight to keep us free. No, I'm sorry. I've worked too damn hard to let his life go to waste. They mean to take our history and crush it all in the name of some damn treaty. The soil beneath our feet is steeped in the blood of our ancestors. We've fought for this land, and died for it. I lost my own daughter to the Imperial dogs, and by Talos I'll not lose anyone else. Lilia joined the Stormcloaks many years ago, when the first of the skirmishes broke out across Skyrim. I was so proud of her. She served as a battle maiden, using her healing arts to help those that fell on the battlefield. Never even lifted a blade in her life. It didn't matter. The Imperial soldiers cut her down, killed her like a dog, and left her body to rot in the mud. And that's why I won't rest easy until every single Imperial soldier joins her, and Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
If it's a bed you need, talk to Kiraba in the Bee and Barb. She'll set you right.
Hello, friend. My husband Bercy will be the death of me. He's getting so angry about the corruption in Riften, he said he's gonna walk right up to Maven and give her a piece of his mind. Oh, he spends too much time worrying about Riften and not enough about himself. All right, then. I'm not looking for conversation. We both own the Pawn Prawn together, but my husband Bercy single-handedly kept the place running despite all our problems. The Thieves Guild seems to be back to its old tricks again. Need something? Nah, I don't think so.
How may I help you, my daughter? Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the sick, the poor, and the lost. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard and short, so there's little room for long courtship. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about the neck, showing they are available. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Mara's domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace: love, compassion, and understanding. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her light a beacon in the storm. May the blessing of Mara be with you. Of course. I'd be more than happy to add a donation to our charity box. Right now, the best you could provide is coin. We need all the help we can get. Thank you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use.
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Ugh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, I didn't mean to imply you wouldn't find love, or haven't already found it. I just meant you wouldn't find it by petitioning my advice. When it comes to counseling couples, I'm pretty much cursed. As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together. How sweet. In fact, I think you just gave me a toothache. Meaning, you're not really helping. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway, too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name too. Green eyes, Jade. It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls. I suppose anything is better than handing out Dinya's letters. Alright, if you need me, I'll follow. You don't go anywhere dangerous, do you? Oh, then we'll make great companions. Here I was worried about having to Wait, is that mud on your boots? Welcome to the Temple of Mara. That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggested I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was and what I've done. Do you want the short answer or the long one? It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children. So when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. Some taught me how locks were made, and some showed me how locks are broken. Both helped me pick them. And after a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friends. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell, just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Marimal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit, right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me, and I knew then I'd found a home. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Well, take Aaron, for instance. A dashing man saves the life of a beautiful warrior in a story fit for the tales. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love. Sadly, no. Aaron sleeps like a guest in his own home. He thinks letting Mjol have his room will help earn her love. The poor, misguided fool. Well, there's Sviti. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibby. Even I saw that one coming, although not the murder part. Then there's Svana, who suffers from the same disease that Sviti did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibby's lovers go to Brielle for once? Tell that to Sodrin. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for Sodrin, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Okay. We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? All it was another rejection. Mara protect. Yes? Blessing of Mara upon you.
How do you feel? Pleased to meet you. Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence. What can I help you with, my child? We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods. Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land? The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat and the young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf.
Blessings of How may I help you, my daughter? May you return to her benevolence in safety.
Come to laugh at the grave tender? And what might you be looking at? Have you come to laugh at the grave tender? I can see that disapproving look in your eye. I'd ask you to maintain civility while you're here. If you're trying to ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes. You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandra. Look, I didn't ask for this job. I got stuck with it thanks to my father. My father was a priest of Archay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased. I'd like to make the journey to the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun, and give my ceremonial dagger to Anders, the caretaker. I believe once it's interred with my father's remains, I'll be at peace with his memory. I hadn't asked you because I was afraid you'd say no. I appreciate your help. Here, I'm entrusting you with the dagger. Bring it to Anders and he'll take care of the rest. A priest of Archay is entrusted with a ceremonial dagger once they've completed their training. It's usually given by the head priest who sanctified the ritual. In my case, the head priest happened to be my father. The thing is, I never wanted to follow in his footsteps. In some ways, I still don't. I had to, for honor's sake, but I had waited too long. My father died before he could see my training to completion. When I finally became a priest, they gave me the new High Priest's dagger, but I already owned my father's. So you see, I have to return it. It breaks tradition, and I need to tell him that I finally did what he wanted. May the Divines guide and keep you, now and forever. Go with the blessings of Archay. Be cautious. The pilgrimage to the shrine is not an easy one.
Stuff here. Have a look. Great deals always available.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? Now, was it 2 parts giant lichen, or 3? Sorry. Just thinking about my experiments. What was it you wanted? I'm aspiring to earn that title, yes. However, the road ahead is paved with loose cobbles and deadly pitfalls. Master Elgrim says I'm a natural, that I have a unique talent. But I fear his approval masks his intolerance for my mistakes. My errant formulas have cost Master Elgrim a fortune in ingredients, some of which are almost irreplaceable. To restore Master Elgrim's supply, I would need 20 Deathbell, 20 Nightshade, and 20 Nirnroot. Am I sensing that you may be interested in gathering these rare ingredients for me? That means more time for my experiments and less time in the field. Much appreciated. is the easiest. It grows only by the water and makes a unique chiming noise. The only drawback is it won't regrow after harvesting. Nightshade is native to the pine forest and marshy tundra regions of Skyrim, and has a distinctive starburst-like violet flower. Last we have Deathbell, which only grows in marshy tundra terrain. Its inverted bluish-purple flower bunches are unmistakable. It's exhilarating to observe the effects of my potions on the body. Watching the heart stop, the eyes go blind. We're made up of thousands of parts with thousands of different functions, all working in tandem to keep us alive. Yet if only a single part of our imperfect machine fails, life fails. It makes one realize how fragile, how flawed we are. You ask why I'm so fascinated? The irony that the same world that gave us life provides us the means to die. My family. All that wealth, and they squander it on foolish ventures and political schemes. I was meant for so much more than all of this. I wish to pledge my life and ply my talents in darker circles. If only my mother would let me, I would make her proud. My experiments can't be completed until you've brought me those ingredients. Do hurry.
I don't know you. Hemming Blackbriar, at your service. How can I help you? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm a busy man. Half this city works for my family, and I have to keep them in line. My mother spares no expense where I'm concerned. I'm heir to the family fortune, after all. Once I'm in charge, I have bigger aspirations than just Skyrim. I plan to bring Blackbriar mead to all of Tamriel. The Blackbriars have been instrumental in keeping Riften on the map. Before the meadery was opened almost 50 years ago, this town was nothing. A simple waypoint for those journeying on to Morrowind. But now, thanks to the Blackbriar meadery, this city is making its mark. I'm not sure you realize just how well connected my mother is with the Empire. You don't get to the position my mother's achieved by blind luck. Her business sense and diplomatic skills are legendary. Sibby and Inga are being groomed to run the family business one day as well. Sibby will prove to be a fine leader one day, but Inga, that girl has her mind somewhere other than business. Maven's disappointed that Ingen's heart isn't in the family business. But she says Inget still has her uses. Not sure what that means. All right then.
Do you feel all right?
There's nothing that's too low for them.
Good to see you.
Hi there.
You could say the Ratway is the city under the city. Dark, dangerous, and no place for decent folk.